What if I were to tell you that the key to turning your life around lies not in the world outside, but rather deep inside your mind? Imagine a small, sun-drenched village nestled between emerald hills where the rhythm of life ran in a slow, deep beat. People get up with the first rays of the sun, work in the fields, and make crafts and raise their families. Among them was an older woman, Mira. She was such a beloved figure in the village that her very presence seemed to emanate warmth. Her silver hair cascaded down like a waterfall, and her face, creased with soft wrinkles, which spoke of laughter and of tears, was a picture of resilience. People, however, were not drawn to her because of her age or even because of her wisdom. They were drawn by the light in her eyes, a bright spark of kindness that seemed to light up the darkest corners of the village. Mira lived alone in a quaint cottage with a grand banyan tree beside it, its sprawling branches offering shade and shelter. Many years earlier, she had lost her husband and never had any children of her own. Yet, her home was always filled with laughter and love because people from the village would drop in to share stories, seek advice, or simply bask in her infectious positivity. Of course, life was not easy in the village. Crops would fail when seasons were dry, illness came out of nowhere, and cares weighed heavy upon many a heart. Amid all that hardship, however, Mira was a constant source of hope. She knew happiness is not about having no crosses, but about rejoicing in spite of them. One day, a young mother, Leela, came before Mira, her face streaked with tears and the furrows of worry deeply etched on her brow. Her husband had gone to the city in search of work, but weeks had passed without so much as a word or money from him. Her voice shook with fear as she spoke. "I don't know what to do," she said, her heart heavy with despair. "My children are hungry, and I'm terrified that he will never return." Mira listened, her heart aching for the young woman. She motioned for Leela to join her in the shade of the large banyan tree, one that had become synonymous with strength and stability. "Tell me, Leela," Mira said in a soft tone, "what do you think will happen?" Leela wiped away her tears as her face clouded over with misgiving. "I don't know," she whispered. "I fear the worst. What if he is unable to find work? What if he forgets about us?" Mira solemnly shook her head, a knowing smile on her lips. When we harbor negative thoughts, we only invite more darkness into our lives. But when we choose to live on the good that we have, then we create a path for hope. Leela looked at Mira, skepticism flickering in her eyes. "But how can I think positively when everything feels so bleak?" With a serene smile, Mira decided to share a story, one that she hoped would illuminate the truth she had come to understand over the years. Once, there was a man who had lost everything. He sat beside a river, feeling utterly alone and desolate. An old woman approached him and asked, "Why do you weep?" The man replied, "I have nothing, no food, no money, no family. How can I possibly be happy?" The woman smiled and softly said, "Look around you. You have the river flowing, the trees swaying, and the sun shining. Happiness is not about what you lack. It is about appreciating what you have." As Mira spoke, a change began to wash over Leela's face. Curiosity slowly replaced despair. "What happened to the man?" she said, leaning forward. He listened to the old woman's words, and slowly, he began to notice the beauty in his surroundings, the vibrant colors of the flowers, the laughter of children playing nearby, the warmth of the sun upon his skin. He realized that by shifting his focus from what he didn't have to the abundance of life surrounding him, he could find peace. Leela sat in silence, assimilating the story. "So, you're saying my thoughts can change my reality?" she asked, a glimmer of hope creeping into her voice. "Exactly," Mira said, her eyes sparkling with insight. "Every morning we awaken and proclaim today is going to be a fine day. We are, in effect, setting the pace of our lives. Not avoiding the battles we will have to fight, but confronting them with a heart full of hope." A small spark of determination flared to life within Leela. "I will try," she said with a firmness in her voice that was new. "I will awaken every morning and remind myself something wonderful is about to cross my path." With her heart a little lighter, Leela left Myra's cottage that day, carrying with her not just a story, but a promise to herself. Every morning, she began the ritual of affirming her intention. Today will be a good day. She poured love into the children, finding joy in the little things like sharing a meal, playing games, or simply watching the sunset together. The days became weeks, And though the struggles in life remained, Leela found strength in her newly adopted perspective. She began to notice the small blessings, a friend dropping by to help, a neighbor offering food, and even the laughter of her children echoing in their home. Then, one sunny morning, while Leela was hanging up the laundry outdoors, a letter arrived that would change everything. Her heart beating, she tore it open, her hands quivering. It was from her husband. He had found work in the city and was sending money back home. Tears streamed down her face as she realized that the strength of her thoughts had indeed changed her reality. Filled with excitement, she ran to share the news with Mira, who welcomed her with open arms. "You see, dear Leela," Mira said, her smile wide and warm. "When we focus on the good, we invite positive change into our lives. It's not that problems will disappear, but we learn to face them with a hopeful heart." Soon, the village was abuzz with stories of the transformation of Leela. The wisdom of Mira and the experience of Leela inspired others to seek out the old woman for advice. They would come and share their fears and struggles, to which Mira would give the same advice. Think good thoughts, and good things will come. As days faded into weeks, the village began to shift. A sense of perspective was starting to be embraced by more and more people who found strength within the company of each other. They shared their positivity with one another, slowly turning the somber mood into an atmosphere filled with laughter, encouragement, and hope. And Mira sat quietly beneath the banyan, a quiet sense of fulfillment sweeping over her with the passing of time. She had seen the ripple effect of a single belief through acknowledgement of the mind shaping one's reality. And so, the village prospered, not only owing to the hard work of its residents, but also because they had learned to nurture in themselves an attitude of thanks and anticipation. Myra's legacy remained, a witness to the might of perspective, reminding them all that happiness is not a destination but a choice, and it starts with a single thought. What if happiness has been inside of you all this time? Can you look beyond your struggles and see the beauty in each and every moment? Your journey from worry to wonder can start with one step, a shift in perspective. It could be the very thing that changes your world forever. Embrace it and watch your life transform in ways you never thought possible.